Hi everybody, it's meteorologist Terry Swails. We've got a storm system kicking up to the west of us today, and we're going to have some weather around here in the next 24 to 48 hours as showers and thunderstorms enter the picture. Let's take a look at our satellite imagery today, and the first thing you'll note here is that there's a lot of clouds around the Midwest. We have a strong area of low pressure forming down in the plain states, and attached to that is a pretty active warm front. It stretched right out across northern Missouri. Some good convergence there, and that's where we're getting showers and thunderstorms to form. And as that warm front creeps northward today, these will be moving into the area late in the afternoon and especially into the evening hours tonight. You can already see a pretty good area of showers and thunderstorms forming out in parts of Iowa and down into Missouri and eastern Kansas, even some more in parts of west central Illinois. So that's pretty close to or just north of that warm front there, and that's going to be the active zone for thunderstorms and showers as we go through tonight. Actually, the Storms Prediction Center has a risk of some severe storms all the way up into extreme southeastern Iowa and west central Illinois. The primary threat with these today would be some large hail, but I think the main action as far as any hail or severe weather is going to be probably a little bit further south down into Missouri. And that's where we've already seen a thunderstorm watch issued that gets right up to the southern Iowa border. That'll be out until 5 o'clock this afternoon, depending on trends. It could be pushed a little bit further north or east, but again, that depends on where that warm front gets this afternoon. But you can already feel the moisture out there, kind of muggy, and that's a good sign that the moisture is getting into place, and that will eventually get this precipitation to come down. Now, we've got that first wave of energy we talked about coming on through here tonight. The next issue to deal with is what is going to happen tomorrow. And you can see with our low pressure up here in Wisconsin, attached to that is a cold front that stretches out through eastern Iowa. And it's just ahead of that cold front that convergence is going to be maximized tomorrow, and that's where the moisture will be in place. So that's going to be really critical as to who gets the heaviest rains. And it appears that it's going to be very close to the Quad Cities, maybe a little bit further southeast, where the heaviest rains line up. I would have to say probably from northeastern Missouri into central Illinois is where that's likely to be. So the biggest rains, which could be 2 to 4 inches, should occur just south and east of the Quad Cities if this all plays out the way I'm expecting it. Here's what we were looking at here from the GFS. This is just down this morning, and you'll notice the heavy rains get up to about the Quad Cities and further south and east, a lot of big reds there. That's where you're looking at those 3 to 4 inch rainfall totals. And then further on to the north here and get into northeastern Iowa, the amounts really taper off quickly. A pretty sharp cutoff line between a heavy rainfall event and a much lighter one. And we'll go to the European model here too, and it's a little further north and west with the heavier rainfall axis. It gets it more into eastern Iowa, but that was a run last night, so that's an old run. The new one doesn't come down here for another couple of hours, so I can't show that to you, but the new GFS I think is probably pretty close to what we're talking about. And here we got the Weather Prediction Center. These guys still broad brushing heavy rain well back into Iowa and much of eastern Wisconsin. That might be a little bit far to the northwest, but it still shows most areas picking up a pretty good rainfall. And as the storm actually tracks off to the east of us, then it looks like the cold front we talked about will finally pass very late tomorrow afternoon or evening, and then the winds are going to kick in from the northwest, but that should scour the rainfall out. There could be a few light showers around for the trick-or-treaters tomorrow night or some sprinkles, but I think the main thing will just be falling temperatures and some gusty winds that ought to make it feel nice and spooky. So that is your update for today. Rain is on the way, should arrive in here later this afternoon, and then finally kick out late tomorrow. Thanks for checking out the video here, and have yourself a good day and roll weather.